English Daily is your place to listen deeply, understand clearly, and improve endlessly. Hello, my friends, and welcome to today's episode. I am so happy that you are here with me, because this time we are going to talk about something simple, something practical, and something that has the power to change the way you learn English forever. The title of this talk is 3 Daily Routines to Improve Your English Every Day. It may sound simple at first, but let me promise you, when you hear the full story, when you understand why daily routines matter more than anything else, you will see English learning in a whole new light. When people think about learning a new language, many of them imagine a classroom. They picture a teacher standing in front of a blackboard. They picture a notebook full of grammar rules, and they imagine tests and exams. And while this is one way to learn, it is not the only way. In fact, for many people, it is not even the best way. Real language learning does not happen once a week in a classroom. Real language learning happens in your life, in your heart, in the things you do every single day. It is built like a house, brick by brick, with small actions that you repeat, with habits that become part of who you are. So today, I want to share with you 3 simple routines. These routines are not complicated. They do not require special tools. They do not require perfect English. They only require you to be present, to be consistent, and to believe that every small step you take today brings you closer to the English speaker you want to become tomorrow. The first routine is listening. Yes, listening every single day. Listening may sound passive, like you are not doing much, but in reality, it is one of the most powerful tools you have. Think about how children learn their first language. They do not start with grammar books. They do not start with spelling exercises. They start by listening. For months, sometimes for more than a year, a baby listens to the voices around them. They hear their parents. They hear songs, they hear laughter. They hear stories, and slowly, without even knowing it, they begin to understand. Their brains collect sounds, patterns, and rhythms, until one day, a word escapes their lips, and soon after, sentences begin to flow. This is exactly how your brain wants to learn English too. By listening every day, you are giving your brain the food it needs. You are training your ear to recognize the music of English, the rise and fall of the voice, the way words connect to each other. You are building familiarity, comfort, and confidence. And the more you listen, the more natural English begins to feel. Now, how can you make listening a daily routine? It does not mean you need to sit at a desk with headphones for hours. It can be as simple as listening to a short podcast while you drink your morning coffee. It can be playing an English song on your way to work. It can be turning on subtitles and watching a short YouTube video, or even a movie scene. What matters is not the length, but the habit. 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, repeated consistently, is more powerful than 2 hours once a week. Let me tell you a story. A student of mine once told me that she was too busy to study English. She worked long hours, she had children, she had no time. But she loved music. So she made a small decision. Every day, when she cooked dinner, she played one English song. At first she did not understand much. The words fell too fast. But she kept listening. She played the same song every day for a week. And then, one day, a line in the song clicked. She heard it clearly. She understood it, and that gave her joy. After that, she added another song, and another. Months later, she could sing along. She had not sat down with a textbook. But her listening ability grew naturally, just by making listening a routine part of her life. The second daily routine is speaking. Yes, speaking every single day. Many learners are afraid of speaking. They are afraid of mistakes. They are afraid of embarrassment. They are afraid of sounding strange. But let me remind you of something powerful. Mistakes are not the enemy. Mistakes are the teacher. Every mistake you make is a sign that you are trying, a sign that you are alive, a sign that you are brave enough to step outside of silence. Speaking daily does not mean you must have a partner every time. Of course, speaking with a real person is wonderful. a friend, a teacher, a partner, even a stranger online. But even when you are alone, you can still practice. You can talk to yourself. You can describe what you are doing. For example, when you wake up in the morning, you can say, I am brushing my teeth. I am making coffee. I am getting dressed. It may sound simple, but this is how you bring English into your daily life. Another powerful technique is shadowing. Shadowing means you listen to something in English, maybe a podcast or a video, and then you repeat it immediately, trying to copy the rhythm and the sound. This may feel difficult at first, but it is one of the fastest ways to train your mouth and your brain to work together. Over time, your pronunciation improves, your fluency improves, and you begin to feel more confident. I remember another learner who was very shy. She almost never spoke in class, but I encouraged her to try shadowing every day for just 10 minutes. At first she felt silly. She told me, "Teacher, I sound like a robot." But she kept going. After a month, she came back, and her voice was different. She sounded clearer, stronger, more natural, and most importantly, she smiled when she spoke. That smile was the result of courage and practice. The third daily routine is reading and writing. I put them together because they feed each other. Reading gives you new words, new structures, new ideas. Carefully writing gives you the chance to use them, to test them, to make them part of your own language. Reading and writing are like breathing in and breathing out. You take in English through reading, and you release English through writing. Reading every day does not mean you must read a long book. It can be a short article, a paragraph, even a quote. The key is to read something that interests you. If you love sports, read about sports. If you love cooking, read recipes. If you love travel, read blogs about travel. When you read what you love, you do not feel bored. You feel motivated. And slowly, your vocabulary grows, your understanding of grammar grows, and your connection to English grows. Writing every day does not mean you need to write a novel. It can be a short diary entry. It can be 3 sentences about your day. It can be a message to yourself. For example, at night, you can write, "Today I worked. I felt tired, but I listened to a podcast, and I learned 2 new words." That is enough. The act of writing every day makes English real, personal, and alive. I had a student who started writing only 1 sentence a day. At first it was simple. I am happy today. I ate noodles. But over time, her sentences grew longer. She began to describe her feelings, her dreams, her plans. Months later, she showed me a small notebook full of her life in English. That notebook was more powerful than any grammar exercise. It was proof that English was not just a subject in school. It was part of her life story. Now you may ask, how can I stay motivated to do these 3 routines every day? The answer is to make them small, to make them enjoyable, and to connect them to your life. Do not force yourself to study for hours. Instead, choose a short activity you can repeat daily. Listen for 5 minutes in the morning. Speak for 5 minutes in the afternoon. Read and write for 5 minutes in the evening. That is 15 minutes total. But if you do this every day, for weeks, for months, for years, the progress will be incredible. And here is the secret. It is not about perfection. It is about consistency. A little every day beats a lot once in a while. The brain loves repetition. The brain loves patterns. And when you create a routine, you create a rhythm that carries you forward. Even on days when you feel tired. Even on days when you feel unmotivated. Let me share one more thought with you. Many learners wait for the perfect moment. They wait until they feel ready. They wait until their grammar is better. Until their vocabulary is bigger. Until their confidence is stronger. But the truth is, that moment never comes. You will never feel perfectly ready. And that is why you must begin today, with what you have, where you are. Your routines do not need to be perfect, they only need to be consistent. So let us review 3 daily routines. Listen every day. Speak every day. Read and write every day. Small steps, repeated over time, will transform your English. They will transform your confidence. They will transform your life. And now I want you to imagine yourself 1 year from today. Imagine that you did these routines every single day. Imagine the words you will know, the conversations you will have, the books you will read, the places you will go. Imagine how free and confident you will feel when English is no longer a barrier, but a bridge. That future is possible. And it begins now, with the routines you choose today. So my dear listener, I leave you with this challenge. Do not just listen to these words. Live them. Choose one routine to start today. Maybe tonight you will write 3 sentences. Maybe tomorrow morning you will listen to a podcast. Maybe tomorrow afternoon you will speak to yourself in English for 5 minutes. Whatever it is, begin now. And then repeat it, again and again, until, one day, you look back and you realize that English is no longer something outside of you. It is inside you. It is part of you. It is yours. Thank you for joining me today. I believe in you. I believe in your journey, and I believe in the power of small routines to change your life. Until next time, keep listening, keep speaking, keep reading and writing, and remember, your future self is waiting for you, cheering for you, and celebrating the choices you make today.